Everything you're about to hear is for education and entertainment purposes only. Whilst we are licensed, we're not aware of your personal financial circumstances. Any advice is general advice. Equity Mates operates under Australian Financial Services Licence 540697.
Equity Mates!
I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. What I learned at 20 is useful.
Welcome to a very special episode of Equity Mates Investing, perhaps one of the biggest episodes that we have ever done. If you've just joined us for the first time, you have joined us at a pivotal moment in our journey. My name is Bryce, and as always, I'm joined by my equity buddy, Ren. How are you going?
I'm very good, Bryce. Very excited for this episode. I knew you were excited, but I didn't know you would give such a big wind-up for the news of the day, which is you revealing your new TikTok boy haircut.
True. Thank you for pointing that out.
People watching on YouTube or on socials, maybe give them a side profile to see just how short you've gone.
What do you reckon?
I've
been accused in the
you're
office
34 going on 24?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, someone did come in and say the other day they thought I was in my 20s, so it's paying off.
Yeah, and they thought I was older than you, which really gutted me. But look, I am excited. Bryce is excited. We're not just excited for him debuting his new hairstyle, but we're excited because we're here to announce one of the biggest moments in the Equity Mates journey.
We're being acquired by BetaShares, and we are super excited to be teaming up with them to help advance our shared mission of helping Australians take charge of their financial future.
Now, the deal is subject to all normal regulatory approvals, but for us, it's really exciting. It's not a deal where we sell and we walk away, but rather it's an investment allowing us to do more, probably more than we could ever do on our own. BetaShares are going to help us grow the team, they're going to help us produce more content, and ultimately they're going to help us reach more Australians and engage them in the possibilities of investing.
I am super pumped for the next stage of Equity Mates. This is a huge milestone, and Ren, one that we are incredibly proud of.
So today's a bit of a different episode. Today we're just going to stop and talk about what has changed and what you can expect going forward. And then we're going to look back and reminisce a bit on how we got here, because it's been a fun and exciting 8 years. There's been some challenges which we'll talk about. I lost all my hair in the journey. So we'll talk about all of that. But I think we want to start with the why. Why is now the right time to be partnering with BetaShares?
Well, when it starts early days, selfishly, you and I, we'd finished university. We wanted a way to become better investors ourselves.
Yes.
There wasn't any content that was available for beginners, available for Australians. We were consuming a lot of content from the US, and we wanted to have a resource available for you and I so we could speak to fundies, speak to CEOs, and just become better investors ourselves.
Yeah, it was a selfish pursuit early days.
Yep.
But I think over the journey, what we realized is there were so many Australians like us. You know, we don't learn about this in school. For a lot of us, we don't learn about it from our parents. And so we never learn. The story of building wealth in Australia starts and ends with saving for a house deposit. And that's a real shame, because there's this whole other world out there that's becoming more accessible. And as we learnt about it, and then we started showing other people this whole world, we realized how powerful it was, how powerful financial literacy was.
So, Ren, we're over 1,000 episodes in now. It's been great looking into your eyes for the last 8 years, but there's only so much we can do sitting here in this room, which is why BetaShares, from the first moment we spoke to them, it felt that BetaShares was the right partner.
Yeah, I mean, we first worked with BetaShares back in 2018, and over the last 7 years, we've realized how aligned we are with them. Their mission is very similar to ours: make markets more accessible, help more Australians get started investing. Why BetaShares is the right partner and why now is the right time is we're going to be able to do more than we could do on our own. They're going to help us, as I said, build the team, expand the content offering, and reach more Australians. And for us, that's really motivating, really exciting, because we're really passionate about this now. This may have started as a selfish pursuit for us to learn about investing, but now what really motivates us is helping engage more and more people on this journey of investing.
Yeah, it's the comments that come through the Facebook community group that keep us going, just seeing how you guys are so engaged and taking control of your financial future. We want to be able to take that to the next level. But Ren, importantly, there are things that are not going to change.
Yes.
And the first thing is that we are staying independent. We are keeping our Australian financial services license, and we are maintaining full editorial control. BetaShares have given us the guarantee that we will be able to continue the same tone, the same voice, the same style, the same editorial independence that we have always had.
Yeah, so that's really important to us. Alongside that, we're not going anywhere. If that wasn't clear, important to stress. We're committed to the long term. We've committed to the long term. For
Yes.
yes. And the product offering isn't going anywhere. So all the podcasts, the video shows, the emails that you loved, you will continue to get. Nothing is going away.
And importantly, we'll continue to work with the finance industry, speaking with guests from a range of organizations, working with our financial advice partners, and to our advertising partners as well. Nothing will change.
All right, well, that is the announcement. I'm sure there are questions. Jump over to the Facebook discussion group, the Equity Mates Facebook discussion group, and join the conversation there, or just hit us up at equitymates.com/contact, and would love to answer your questions. But Bryce, I think now is a time to take a bit of a deep breath and reflect on how we got here, and then talk about where we want to take this now that we've got the rocket fuel that BetaShares will be pouring on us.
Yeah, very exciting.
That metaphor is not ideal. You don't normally want the fuel poured on you.
us.
But look, it has been a wild journey. It's been 8 years. So we started in 2017, and I think even to go back further, I mean, Bryce and I, we had 1,000,001 stupid business ideas at uni. We were at uni in Canberra. All the food at ANU shut at 6 p.m, but the libraries were open till midnight.
Yeah.
So one of our genius ideas was to sell food to students studying late at night.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think because it was cold,
Yeah,
we decided we would sell soup.
Yes.
Never sold a bowl of soup.
We did cook the soup though. We cooked the soup,
soup.
and then our housemates and you and I ate it all.
And so that was the level of ideas that we had. We had an app that we wanted to build, and we applied to Shark Tank for it.
Yeah.
Like we were two idiots.
Rejected.
Yeah, thank God we got rejected.
We came to a pivotal moment, which was spend our money on getting a developer to get a base beat him off the ground of the app, or spend 6 weeks in Central America.
Yeah. As you can see, no app was ever developed. So that was the level that we were playing at in terms of business ideas. And in that vein, we were also, reading the AFR and trying to learn about...
Trying to get rich.
Trying to learn about investing. Yeah. Trying to learn about money. And I pitched, let's learn in public and do a blog.
Yes, I remember that very clearly, and I hate writing.
Yes.
and the writing was on the wall, pun intended, with blogs. They were starting to become not the format of choice. I think.
It was 2016. Blogs were done.
Blogs were done.
Although Substack has brought blogs back.
Yes, yeah, in a different way, I would say. Yes. So we somehow agreed on...
No, it was you. You said...
I suggested a podcast.
No blog, let's do a podcast.
Yeah, no blog, let's do a podcast. Let's just talk, because boy, you can talk. So I thought... So we started the podcast, one microphone in the middle of the table. As we've sort of said the journey before, there were cockatoos outside, cars going past. This microphone was actually one that I used as part of my classical music degree. It was originally designed to record classical guitars. So the audio quality wasn't there. And for some reason, we decided, very first episode, let's try and talk about value investing.
I mean, it's because everyone starts with Buffett.
That's true.
It's we like every new investor were enamored with Warren Buffett.
I don't even think we'd made a value investment at that point in time.
Well, no, but we thought we were. Like, I thought I was making a value investment when I bought Slater and Gordon.
True.
I thought I was making a value investment when I bought A2 Milk.
True.
Yeah.
But had you made Slater and Gordon by that point?
Yeah. That was back at Cockle Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
So we start January 2017. First episode is still live in the Equity Mates podcast feed. You can go and listen to that. But on reflection, as we look back, there's nothing more powerful than just like sheer blind naivety, just ignorance that you're probably making yourselves look pretty foolish doing this. But we just kept doing it, and we just kept doing it. No one listened. I reckon it was about 18 months before we saw any inflection on the listener chart.
I think by the end of the first 12 months, we'd only had 1,000 downloads.
Yeah.
Or something crazy. It's like we were genuinely just obsessed with the subject matter that we were talking about.
Yeah, it was a selfish pursuit.
Yeah.
We wanted to learn, we were learning, and so it didn't matter. We obviously wanted people to listen, but it wasn't the be all and end all. We had our 9-to-5 jobs, and so it's not like we were needing to rely on this for a paycheck. And I think that's such an important lesson for anyone out there who is just grinding away. Keep grinding.
Consistency does pay off. You mentioned there we were working our 9-to-5 jobs, Ren. I had a grad job at Woolworths here in Sydney. You got a grad job at Coles, and so had to make a move down to HQ in Melbourne. Yeah. That meant we had to do 3 years of Equity Mates long distance.
Yes, long distance
first
relationship.
long distance relationship we probably both had.
Yeah.
Yes. And so that was 3 years of just continuing to speak to experts and just learn about investing.
So it was 2018 when we first started working with BetaShares. We did a live show in Sydney and in Melbourne. We were the opening acts at our own live show.
Yes.
We opened for Elon, who's still at BetaShares today. And that was really when we started working with them, and, you know, we became familiar with them over the years, learned about their mission and I guess how aligned they are with what we want to do. They want to make markets more accessible. Their products, their ETFs, and now BetaShares Direct obviously make markets far more accessible, far less costly to access. We realized how aligned we were with them early on. Took us 7 years still to get to this point.
Yes.
But we got there.
We did. So then we get to about 2019, Ren, and things started to compound pretty quickly for us. We'd grown an audience of Aussies that were relating to our story and on the journey with us. You moved back to Sydney, and there was murmurs of you wanting to quit your job, and we were starting to make a little bit of money through the podcast.
Yeah.
You did the slowest quit I've ever seen.
A very slow quit.
You quit. They asked you to come back. You went part-time. Then you went 3 days a week, 2 days a week, one day a week.
No. It was I quit, or I was going to quit. They asked me to stay. I agreed to do 4 days a week, and then I went to quit again, and they asked me to stay, and then we agreed that I could move back to Sydney, but I had to, on my own dime, fly down for 1 week every month.
Yes.
And so I did that for maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the idea of flying down to the office was not a thing
Evaporated.
anymore.
Yeah.
And then I just never went back.
Love that. Then in 2020, we both quit our jobs, and that was really the start of the Equity Mates media journey as it is today, because we raised some money and we were able to then go out and build a team and start building the Equity Mates network of shows and I guess all of the media assets that now make up Equity Mates.
You know, that story is a story of two guys just fumbling through. We had no grand plan, but what we became really passionate about was the power of financial literacy. Like, learning about finance, taking control of your finance is so powerful for your own life. But it's not just for your life. Like, the benefits of financial literacy can be generational, because what you learn and you pass down to your kids or other young people in your life can have a really profound effect on their life as well. So it became, I guess, our mission. Like, everything we do here at Equity Mates is just really in aid of engaging more people in finance. And a lot of the stuff we produce is just trying to
convince our friends. Literally.
And they're still not convinced.
We wrote a book.
We wrote two books. And now we've gone to BetaShares and we said, we need your help convincing our friends. So when we think about the future, when we fast forward to what we want to do in this partnership with BetaShares, it's more of that. It's finally convince our friends that investing is something they all could be doing. It's break down those preconceived notions that I don't know enough, that I don't have enough money, that I don't have enough time to start investing. And hopefully, Bryce, and this is, I hope, that maybe we can convince a generation of Australians there's other ways to build wealth outside of property.
Huge KPI. I think if we can do that, we will have achieved a lot. So to close out today, we have a number of thank yous that we want to give. Firstly, we want to thank our investors and our advertising partners who have backed Ren and I and who have helped keep all of our content free here at Equity Mates.
The team that we've built, it still blows our mind that people choose to work with us. So thank you for helping us get to this point. None of it would have been possible without your guys' work.
To our friends and family, for the support over the years, for firstly not even understanding what we were doing, but just backing us nonetheless. We have really appreciated your, I guess, unwavering support of our journey.
But most importantly, the biggest thank you is to the Equity Mates community. All of you who have listened, who have watched, who have read anything we've produced. This is all thanks to you, and everything we do from here, we do it with you guys front of mind. We really appreciate you guys joining the community.
So this is just the next chapter for us. The mission hasn't changed. If anything, it's just getting stronger, and we're so grateful for the support that you have shown us along the way.
So, here's to the next step.
You have been listening to an Equity Mates Media production. In the spirit of reconciliation, Equity Mates Media acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. This podcast is intended for education and entertainment purposes. Any advice is general advice only and has not taken into account your personal financial circumstances, needs, or objectives. Before acting on general advice, you should consider if it is relevant to your needs and read the relevant product disclosure statement. And if you're unsure, please speak to a financial professional. The hosts of this podcast and their guests may have positions in the companies mentioned. Equity Mates Media operates under an Australian Financial Services Licence 540697.